I figure we could kind of talk about that as a whole, talk about some of the key matchups, and then we could kind of go down the line and kind of take our picks about what are some of the interesting matchups that we like as we go from week 1 to week 18, and possibly propose some win-loss records. So, Dale, now that your connection is a little better, what was your thoughts on the early week 6 bye week that the Chiefs have?
The early week 6 bye week, I'm not gonna lie, being selfish, I was actually excited about it just to get it out the way. That way is just nothing but football going forward. But getting into some interactions with other people online and everything like that, I do feel their sentiment of probably wanting to have a late one. Because when you just put in the factors of going through all the games and just going through all that hard work already, getting like a mini bye before the playoffs if you can, to just get some relax, and depending on how well you did as well too, if you're ahead, that's putting you in good position. So just going into the later part of the games, it gives you the advantage of, okay, probably got about 4 games left, that's fine, even going straight into the playoffs, but depending on if you get the bye week as well too. I understand that, but I'm okay with it, just because, like, hey, once week six is over, that's pretty early on. We know from week 7 all the way up to week 18, it's nothing but Chiefs playing each week, every week. So I'm fine with that.
Understandable.
Yep.
I think
So
already.
it's a
I'm
lot
about
of
to say,
interesting matchups, and we've got. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. You was talking. You was talking when I
Oh,
stopped.
oh no. Oh, no problem. So it's very strange because this season, with the addition of a Black Friday game, which I guess it's only fitting that the Chiefs will take on the Raiders for that, and the early Saturday matchup, followed by a short four day break before they travel to Pittsburgh for Christmas on a Wednesday. The Chiefs are basically playing 5 different days of the week. So that is very interesting in the fact that the NFL is taking a lot of initiatives. They already started the Christmas and Christmas Day games because they saw the success of the NBA, but now they're also adding on the Black Friday as a game versus just, Thanksgiving. So the Chiefs will play Thursday, Sundays, obviously, Mondays several times, Friday, Saturday, and Wednesday. Talk about like having to be prepared, and how far we've come from several seasons back where it was like the Chiefs are going to play on Sunday, and more than likely it's going to take place at noon. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I have to be a little happier because I was basically saying that the Chiefs don't have any noons until Christmas, but there are some noon matchups in there. Clearly, they don't think the Broncos are going to be a formidable foe, nor Carolina, and Cleveland could be a toss up depending on how they go. It's very interesting to have Houston late in the season as a 12 o'clock game. That could be a very sneaky sleeper game for sure. But the Chiefs, like we said, we're getting tested pretty early on, getting that mini bye week to prepare for San Francisco, and then they just have a gauntlet every single week. They're going to have a game, and every single week we'll be back here doing a post game for that game. So, um, any overall thoughts you guys have before we kind of just go down the line and discuss each game individually?
You made a mention about the noon games. I will say this: sometimes they do have like them prime time noon games for like CBS or Fox. Well, Fox typically they have the 325 one, but depending on what it is, it's just probably Houston probably be one of those games where it's just played everywhere. Like this is like the top matchup at 12 noon. So
Mm-hmm.
either way it goes, I'm excited for some of those games because I be thinking about it nowadays to be like, man. I mean, I'm lucky because I get to see the games at 11 o'clock if it's noon and pretty much an hour behind. So it's like I have that, leeway where I can still get some rest a little bit before, laying down or whatever, depending on the prime time. But it's just, I don't know. Sometimes I just like to see us early. I don't know. When all odds is on us, I mean, that's cool. But, we didn't dealt with that last season. Jawan Taylor suffered just because all odds was on the Chiefs. Anything small that he did, everything was just spotlighted. So, I mean, it is what it is. We did come a long way, but hey, I'm excited for what we got going on.
And the fact that the Chiefs also play on 6 different TV networks, and I'll put those in quotation marks because obviously the Amazon Prime and the Netflix are not TV channels, but the fact that the Chiefs are getting showcased on 6 different networks shows that obviously the NFL thinks that the Chiefs are a marquee team, winning several Super Bowls in a row. Obviously that goes without saying, but the NFL also is leaning into having several networks and several opportunities to watch different teams play. And I know that, people around the Kansas City area in general are not fond of having to take a guess at what channel or streaming service they got to load up to watch the Chiefs that day. And especially for Christmas, they gotten lucky that the last couple of times that they do play on Christmas, it's been an Arrowhead. Unfortunately, that is not the case. So if you are one of the people like myself who do not have your own Netflix account, you might have to go somewhere that is, or finally bite the bullet for that. But thankfully, I get to avoid the Amazon Prime game and get to go see that in person. So,
and I was just gonna say, when you got the best team, it's unfortunate, I know, but it's when you got the best team and you are the best thing that the NFL can market, they're going to use you in the biggest games. It's the smartest thing that they could possibly do. So just expect it coming now and in the near future. The Chiefs will be on Netflix a lot, and they will be on anything that the NFL decides to spearhead as far as the channel goes. But I just wanted to say this about the overall schedule. I didn't like last year, the one game in between division opponents. I don't see any of that this year. I think that'll help us a lot. I didn't like that with the Broncos. I feel like that allowed the Broncos to just really get to see us back to back. So that's one thing I did like about the overall schedule. No one opponent in between playing division opponents. The same division opponent. I did not like that last year at all.
Yeah, very true. The closest range where the Chiefs double up on their division rivals is the Raiders, where they take them on in week 8 and week 13. So at least that's 5 weeks in between, versus what you were just saying, Lonnie, where literally one game and then take them on again in a different location. So yeah, the Chiefs were not mentally and physically prepared for that second Denver matchup. They should have no troubles getting ready for this. And now having the complete schedule in front of them and seeing the bye week so early on prior to Halloween, the second half of the season is going to be a gauntlet for them. And if we want to be like previous seasons and get to take the last week or 2 weeks off, they got to play some damn good football at the early and middle part of the season against some pretty, either some actually tough competition or some teams that could definitely surprise you if you underestimate them, like the Chiefs did with the Broncos last year. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on all our social media platforms at Red Kingdom Media. If you enjoyed that, make sure to check out the full-length episode below.